Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Adidas Next Level Futurenatural. So this shoe is going for a whopping 180 bucks. It's using the same tech kind of as the Harden Volume 5, and the Harden Volume 5 is 130 bucks. So I don't know why it's so damn expensive, especially since there's no signature athlete on this shoe. I don't know what Adidas is thinking. Like, I feel like they think their next level is just like the next level in price, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. There are some cool colorways. There's like a Volt color. This colorway is pretty dope as well. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones, right? So the traction is very similar to the Harden Volume 5. I would say a little bit different though. The Harden Volume 5 has a little bit of a different pattern, I would say, but that's about it. The overall like look of it is very similar. It says Boost here in the middle of the outsole, and we have this like web pattern, you know, this digital web pattern, and it actually feels pretty damn nice on my wood floors. You know, I tried the Harden Volume 5 and I also played in it. Doesn't really have a squeak or bite on my wood floors, but the next levels have a little squeak and it bites a little bit, so we'll have to see on that, but it seems pretty good right now. And as far as the durability goes, I feel like it's gonna be pretty damn good. You know, the grooves are pretty thick. The rubber, I would say it's fairly hard, so I feel like outdoor use should be good. And there are lots and lots of grooves, which means more surface area, which means better durability. Moving on to the heel to toe transition. Oh my god, this thing is terrible right now, right? So I mean, here in the heel we have a little bit of a curved shape, which is nice, right? So it's not super clunky, it's not a like 90-degree angle, but it's still fairly flat. And you guys see this? Look at this. Why Adidas? Why do you do this? Same thing in the Harden Volume 5. Look at this. It's super stiff. It doesn't flex at all, and it's just super clunky, especially in the heel when you like, you know, walk. You know what I'm saying? When you walk, you know, this is your foot. You go like this. You walk like that, right? So when you walk and put your heel to the ground, it doesn't compress and feels clunky. So that's exactly what it feels like here in the next levels. And the rubber, like the Harden Volume 5, is super thick and very hard. Like for example, in the Harden Volume 2, the rubber does come up, but it's like soft, right? You guys see the Harden Volume 2 here, it's actually a little bit, actually way softer than the rubber outsoles here in these two shoes. And it compresses a little bit more and doesn't feel as clunky. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't like that here in the heel. And you guys see this shape? Look at that. Do you see this? It's completely flat. I would say it's probably around the same as a Harden Volume 5. Yeah, it's around the same as a Harden Volume 5, so super flat. And I guess the forefoot flex is pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty flexible. So heel to toe transition, it feels like it's gonna be a slapper, and it feels like it's gonna be clunky in the heel, which I don't like all too much. I know a lot of people don't care about that, but I don't know why. But when I'm running down the court and I'm playing in the ball shoe, I don't want to feel that really at all. So that's just, in my personal opinion, I don't like it. But there's that. Moving on to the cushioning setup. The cushioning setup is pretty much the exact same as the Harden Volume 5. So we have a Lightstrike cushion with Boost in the middle, right? So it's basically a drop-in midsole. I tried taking it out, but they glued it, and it's really hard to take out, especially since this is a laceless design. So that it doesn't open up too much. So sorry, I couldn't really get any shots of that, but I mean, it feels pretty much the same as the Harden Volume 5. You know, I would say it feels a little bit better here in the forefoot though, where the Boost is. And so I feel like step-in comfort is a little bit more comfortable for some reason, but for the most part, I mean, it feels okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not terrible. I feel like it's gonna be pretty clunky here in the heel because there is no midsole. As you guys can see, it's a drop-in midsole, so step-in comfort feels pretty nice. Impact protection, I feel like it's gonna be pretty good. I just wish they would have made it a little bit thicker, just a tiny bit. And as far as like anything crazy, it doesn't really feel that crazy right now. It just feels more responsive with pretty good court feel. So there's the cushioning setup there. Moving on to the materials, right? So the materials look very similar to the Harden Volume 5, but feel very different. So the Harden Volume 5, as you guys all know, has this really stiff material, which is very glued down with all this fuse, and just feels super stiff, never broken nicely. But the next levels, it looks very similar, but it feels a lot softer, right? So it doesn't hurt my feet You know, like when I was walking around in it, you know, when you bend the shoe here, for me, the Harden Volume 5, where the material would bend, it would dig into the top of my foot. And that would feel a little uncomfortable. It didn't hurt, but just uncomfortable, right? But the next levels, I don't feel that at all. It's actually super thin, and they keep it really thin throughout this entire upper, which feels nice. So here in the tip of the toe, we have some fuse, and it looks to have like some teeth. So that's good for extra durability. And then here in the toe box, we have like, I guess, some lines crossing in on each other. It kind of looks like an X. And we have like some, I don't know, it looks like some icicles kind of dripping down. And then here, like in the ankle area, we have some really nice prime knit. It feels great. It's super stretchy. And I also like this ankle collar. It opens up a good amount, but it's also really freaking hard to put on. And that's how it's been for me for every single next level. The original one and then the 2020, it's just super hard to put on until you break it in. So it's probably gonna be the same here for the Futurenaturals. And then here in the ankle area, we have some crazy Achilles pillows, just like the Harden Volume 5. I would say the shape is a little bit different, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. So the materials are actually a very, very big upgrade from the Harden Volume 5. It feels nice, it feels thin, supportive, comfortable, soft, and all that. So they did a good job with the materials here. All right, moving on to the fit. This shoe runs long, so go down half a size from your Adidas size. And once you do that though, it's really, really snug here in the toe box area, which I like. I feel like it's a little too snug right now. I mean, I was getting a little bit of needles. So I don't know, I feel like it'll break in though. You know, most shoes do break in. You know, once you play in it and you break in the material, it does stretch out just a tiny bit. So I feel like, or hopefully this shoe does do that. But right now it feels very, very snug, right? So if you don't like to have a snug fit here in your ball shoes, like a super snug fit in the toe box, then I would suggest like going true to your Adidas size, or just go true to size if you have a wide foot or you like a roomier fit, right? Just be careful, it's a weird fit. It's long, but also super tight here in the toe box, and then slightly wide as well. So very weird fit. And like I said, I hate putting this shoe on right now. And also taking it off. Taking it off is painful, guys. So just watch out for that. Moving on to the support and lockdowns. Support and lockdown, I feel like it's gonna be okay. You know, here on the lateral side, they did pretty much the exact same thing as the Harden Volume 5 with the stupid plastic thing, but I feel like this plastic is a lot softer. It doesn't feel as stiff as the Harden Volume 5, and you have an internal TPU heel counter. So a lot of plastic and rubber here in the heel, which I guess we'll get into in weight. But for lateral containment, you know, this is gonna contain you for lateral support. And then it's very, very wide. Do you guys see how flat and wide this base is? So I feel like lateral stability is going to be good as well. All right, moving on to the weight of the shoe. I feel like it's gonna be pretty heavy. I don't think it's gonna be as heavy as the Harden Volume 5 though. 15.77 ounces, that's hella heavy. That's heavier than LeBron's, dude. And if you're heavier than LeBron's, I mean, obviously the material is not taking up that much weight on the shoe. It's, like I said, super thin and very minimal. So all the freaking weight is coming from the outsole. And I don't know why Adidas, like whoever designed the next level in the Harden Volume 5, didn't do a good job because of this rubber outsole. It's just way too much, man. Like it's just too much, and it feels hella bottom heavy. So that doesn't feel good, and also it feels very clunky and bulky here in the heel. So the weight, I don't like it, you know. And let's check the Harden Volume 5. This shoe was hella heavy, right? Yeah, 16.16 ounces. So yeah, Adidas, I don't know what you guys are thinking. As far as a person who plays basketball, I want something lightweight. I don't want something heavy. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people that I talk with, you know, on like my friends and stuff like that, they're like, yeah, I want a lightweight shoe. And these are not lightweight. So with this like Futurenatural system that they implemented in their basketball shoes, or I guess these two, kind of like their higher end shoes, it's not a good system. Stop using it, please. I do like the drop-in midsole, but you guys messed it up a little bit or a lot. And I mean, like if you look at Kobe's, you know, it's like the lightest shoe like I've ever felt in my life. Like, so for example, this is a very, very extremely lightweight shoe with good traction. Cushion is because the Lunarlon does bottom out, but at first it's nice. The material is very, very thin and lightweight, and it's also very supportive. And this shoe is like 8.3 ounces, half the freaking weight of this shoe. Like that's crazy. And then the Kobe 9, it's a little bit heavier, coming in at 11 ounces, but that's still super light, especially comparing it to these shoes. So they definitely mess it up, you know. Just reduce the rubber and I guess make the cushion a little bit thicker. I don't know. I just don't like how it feels, you know what I'm saying? Moving on to the aesthetics, yeah, I don't like it. Like I always say, I don't like laceless looks for some reason. I feel like laces just look way better. But the overall silhouette, I guess, is pretty dope. The original Next Level definitely looks the best to me in my opinion. And I also don't really like the design on the upper. It looks kind of weird. So yeah, not a huge fan of the aesthetics of the shoe. And then we have an Adidas logo here where the tongue's supposed to be. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, as far as my first impressions go, I mean, it seems okay. You know, it doesn't seem terrible. It doesn't seem really good. It just seems okay right now. But also for 180 bucks, I really don't know. And comparing to the Harden Volume 5 though, it's feeling like better. You know, it feels like the Harden Volume 5, but just a little bit better because the materials aren't as stiff. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It still feels hella clunky, really bottom heavy, and also super bulky and heavy on foot. And the cushion, even though it is a drop-in midsole and your foot is pretty much right on top of Boost, it's not that soft because I don't know, they just really thinned it out. You know what I'm saying? So nothing special about the shoe as of right now. Hopefully it breaks in and I'm able to enjoy it, but I have my doubts about that. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, if you guys do want to cop this shoe for some reason, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.